Welcome to the Vanguard. Try not to die.
Aloha headsets, Frank here, and it's time to review Evasion, the new co-op VR shooter from developer and publisher Archiact Games. Another aim-in-hand shooter, Evasion places you on an alien planet where you are the ultimate soldier. The story is a bit cliche, AI, rescue survivors, etc., but the gameplay is actually pretty solid. Most of the time I use my aim controller, which does a good job at matching up to the in-game version, although if you haven't purchased one yet, I do suggest the Firewall bundle, but the game plays just as well with DualShock 4. The campaign leads you through about 4 or so hours worth of missions, which have you defending objects, destroying enemies, and performing various tasks with your signature tether. You can choose to play from one of 4 different classes, each with a different type of main weapon, tether ability, and surge power. I feel like a little more variety of these classes would have gone a long way. Most fire projectiles, one does have a beam, but overall they're quite similar when controlling. The mission structure has you moving across a checkpoint system that tasks you with various objectives, and pretty much all of these and the time in between are filled with waves of enemies. There are rolling enemies, flying enemies, and tank-like creatures. There really is a solid variation of types, although they're not the brightest. Most seem to run past you as if they have a set path, and others just stick to a designated spot. I like to see a little more offense on the AI side, especially when the game is billed as a bullet hell shooter. It took me a minute, but once I figured out the loop of shoot an enemy, make them turn blue, use my tether to finish them off and grab the power up, get my weapon up to level 3, and finally save my surge for the proper moment, things became pretty easy. There are no difficulty options, although the team is taking it into consideration and did note that some people are far better at VR shooters, so aiming for more of an everyone audience could have its advantages, considering Farpoint did seem to skill lock some players from its content. Although the best time I had was playing the survival mode in co-op. You can play the entire game with a buddy as well, but the arena style survival mode is pretty awesome. I believe the waves may be endless and each becomes more difficult than the next. There is also some objective-based stuff sprinkled in, which makes it hard to just camp a good spot. When your buddy dies, you can revive them with your tether, or you can use it to heal them throughout the match. In-game communication worked perfectly, and starting up and joining a match is pretty easy. Visually, things were a little rough. The destructible environments were cool and looked seamless, but the enemies got a bit torn as they were moving around. The environments are cool, but could use a little more variation. I like some greenery every now and then. The audio sounds like vintage metal music, not really my choice, but it fits the situation and can be turned off if you prefer. End of the day, I really did enjoy Evasion. It's more of a wave shooter than a bullet hell game, but it's not a bad one. Your weapon is pretty cool, I enjoyed playing around with the tether, and everything is 1,000 times better when played in co-op. If you're looking for another aim-enhanced game to add to your collection, or you just like games where you can shoot things with a buddy, Evasion might just be the perfect title for you. If you're looking for a deep story or heavy customization, this one might not be up your alley, but hey, I could be wrong. Thank you for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the review. Big thank you to Archiact for the game, and as always, if you want to stay up to date on any and everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind looking at this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on. Smushes. Monday through Friday.
Frank Show.
Monday through Friday.
Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show. Buddy on YouTube. Buddy on Frank Show.
And that's how you do an outro.
I don't know what else to do.